Hello friends, today we are going to discuss very fundamental and very important 17 Java multiple choice questions. Friends, these questions are very important for your interviews, for your class tests, online examinations, for all sorts of different purposes. These questions are very important. We are going to discuss 17 multiple choice questions as well as a few more, 3 bonus questions which we are going to cover today also. Friends, if you have not subscribed this channel, please click on the bell icon, subscribe this channel. I'm going to post lot many such other videos also so that I can teach you a programming in a better way. So let's start. First question, which component is used to compile, debug and execute Java program? So we'll clear this question very effectively so that we can also be able to answer 3 or 4 next questions too. So very first thing, JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. Friends, we have a Java file, that's a source file, we compile it and then you get a dot class file. Now, this class file is also called bytecode. In order to run this bytecode, we need JVM, Java Virtual Machine. What JVM does, JVM runs this bytecode line by line. So it for example, it takes a class, it runs a first line of that bytecode, then it converts into machine code and run it. And then takes second line, it converts into machine code and run it. So in a way it interprets it, it runs them. So JVM is a component for only interpreting your bytecode. Now a JVM needs lot many other classes also to work. For that it need lot many libraries. Okay, so these libraries, JVM plus libraries, these are required to run your Java file, that is known as the JRE, that's a Java runtime environment. So to run a Java file you need JVM plus libraries. Now if you want to develop a program, so for that you need compiler also, you need debugger also, and you need JRE also. So if you're a developer, then you need these many things. There are a lot many extra things also. Many applications are there which are used for development. So if you get all these things, then you get JDK, that is known as Java Development Kit. So यहाँ पे the right answer would be JDK because we want to compile, debug as well as execute. So JDK is a right answer. Option C is a JIT, that is a just-in-time Java compiler. This option is used when we want to make our execution faster. Normally your interpretation process is slower. So JIT is a component of a JDK which makes a compiling as well as interpreting together, sort of. So JIT is a component to make the execution faster. So C is also not a right answer here. JDK is a right answer. Question 2. Which component is responsible for converting bytecode into machine code? As I told you already, JVM is a component which does this task. So JVM is the right answer. Third, which component is responsible to run Java program? Of course, here we are talking about running, not only converting to bytecode. You need JVM plus different libraries if you want to run. This thing is called JRE. Only JVM is not sufficient. So JRE is the right answer. But more thing, let's say you want to run Java program. Okay, and you know that for running you need, of course, interpreter. That's a JVM. But friends, you cannot download JVM. What you can download is JRE, Oracle site, which is the owner of Java currently. From Oracle side, you need to download JRE. This will allow you to run your Java program. So here, D, JRE is the right answer. Question 4. Which of the below is invalid identifier with the main method? A shortcut would be PSVM. In Java, we write public static void main. Public is of course used with main. Static is also there. Private is a correct answer here, because here we want to find invalid identifier, not a valid identifier. Public is a valid, static is valid, private is invalid. So for our purpose here, C is the right answer. A main method cannot be private, it must be public. Question 5. What is the extension of Java bytecode file or compiled Java classes? I told you already, we have a source file Java, we compile it, and we get a bytecode which has an extension dot class. So here dot class is a right answer. Dot class is a file which is platform independent. Okay, this bytecode can run on any platform as long as you have a supported JRE installed on that platform. Sixth, what is the use of interpreter? Let's discuss again. You have a Java which uses a two-step process. First step would be a compiler, in which you have a Java file, source file, you compile it and you get a dot class file. Now to run this class file you need a interpreter. Interpreter interprets the class file line by line. So this is the next step. So what it does, the first they convert bytecode to machine language code. This is sort of correct. It takes a bytecode, it executes it line by line and it converts it to a machine code, but line by line. So it converts and it runs that machine code. Again, it goes to second line, takes it in, converts to machine code and run it. So it does it line by line. So here A is the right answer. B, high level code, not possible. You cannot read, your interpreter cannot read high level code. C, they are intermediated between. This is also wrong answer. Synonym for JIT, just in time compiler. This is also wrong. Okay, so A is the right answer here. 6. Which of the following is a type of polymorphism in Java? Then there are two types of polymorphism in Java. One is compile time and another is runtime. A compile time polymorphism is also called a static polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism is called a dynamic polymorphism. Okay, and again, example of static polymorphism is method overloading. Okay, so overloading is a static polymorphism and it is done at compile time. And if you do an overriding, method overriding, this is done when we have a inheritance in Java. When you inherit a class, you can do overriding also. This overriding is called dynamic polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. So here we have a question regarding type of polymorphism. So of course in Java you get compile time polymorphism also, you get dynamic polymorphism also. These both are possible in Java. Multiple polymorphism, no, there is no such thing. Yeah, there is inheritance, multiple inheritance, but C option is nowhere possible. Multi-level is also type of inheritance, not a polymorphism. So D is also wrong answer. Here you have A and B both as a right answer. Normally you will not given two right answers in your test, but here A and B both are right answers. Let's understand question 8. When does method overloading is determined? Remember, the word is overloading, not overriding. As I told you already, method overloading is a compile time or a static polymorphism. So here the right answer would be at compile time. At coding time, not possible. No polymorphism can occur at coding time. Okay, you have to compile it. Then only this overloading polymorphism would take place. Runtime, no, it's a dynamic, it's a method overriding polymorphism which takes place at runtime. Execution time is similar to runtime, so that is also not a right answer. So B would be right answer. 9th. Which concept of Java is a way of converting real-world objects in terms of a class? A very good question actually. Let's take a real-world object and you want to convert into class. For example, a television. Now, in real life, television has lot many properties. For example, it has a voltage, it has current, it has number of components, it has size, weight, size of screen, sound level, lot many properties are there. So in actual life, let's say there are 100 properties or attributes with television, and let's say there are 100 methods also. Lot many methods, functionalities are there which are inside a television. Now, if you want to make a class, if you want to, let's say you want to create a game, for that you need a TV class. Now, it's very important. You are not going to take these many properties, these many methods, and develop them with TV. Okay, when you are programming it, when you are coding it, we will only need those methods which are required, which are easy for the users, and which are very essential for our program purpose only. This concept is known as abstraction. Okay, so the right answer would be abstraction. What abstraction does? It takes a real world object, something which is actual, and you want to convert into a programming space. So you need only selected properties which you require, which are really important, and you transfer them in program. So this concept is known as abstraction. Okay, this C is the right answer. Okay, polymorphism, this is a different concept, but this is not the right answer here. What we do in Java, let's say we have a method called add, which takes two integers and add them. Next time you want to add two floats, so you will also make another method, same name, you will give two float variables here. Third add can also be there, which adds one integer and one floating value, so the names are same. So this type of methods are known as, this is called as method overloading. Okay, but it's a polymorphism, same name but different forms are called. So that's a polymorphism. The name remains same, the functionalities can differ. So this is not asked here actually. Okay, encapsulation. What is encapsulation? You take properties or variables, let's say, and you have methods. For example, TV has variables, TV has methods also, and you club them together. You group them as a one bundle. That bundle is known as class. Now this bundling method, I mean, you make a unit in which you mix variables and methods. This is known as a encapsulation. Okay, this is known as an encapsulation. Last, inheritance, D. Inheritance is a property of object oriented programming in which we take a ready-made class, a class which is readily available. Let's say this is a class which I already made, class A. I want to use a new class with few extra properties. I want to use A also, and then I want to add few properties. Then I will use inheritance. Okay, so these are four different properties of object oriented programming. The right answer for this question is of course C. 10th, which concept of Java is achieved by combining methods and attribute? I just told you, methods and attribute, you want to combine them in one class. Now this concept of OOP is known as encapsulation. Okay, you remember, you club them together and you make a capsule, right? This is a capsule. You have methods and you have attribute. So this process of making a capsule, a bundle, a class is called encapsulation. 11th question, when does method overriding is determined? I told you already, method overriding is a runtime polymorphism, and this is decided at the runtime, of course. It is also called as execution time, so D is also right answer here. Normally you will not be given A and B, D together, so any one you can choose at runtime or at execution time. Both are right answer. If it's an overloading, then compile time would be a right answer, which is not a right answer right now here. Coding time, no, there is no polymorphism at coding time. 12th, what is the stored in object obj in following lines of Java code? So let's say I have a class called box, and I write box obj. So what this line does, Very first thing, it doesn't create any object. Many students, many Java learners confuse this line. Obj here is not an object. It is called a reference variable. You can think a reference variable like it's a remote. For example, you have a television, which is an actual object. A television at home, it's an object. Now, if you want to use a television, let's say you need a remote for that. Now, this remote is a reference variable. Okay, using this remote, you can use your object, your television. Similarly, here obj is a reference variable. Okay, this is not an object. Using this reference variable, you can point to an object. Now, to create an object, you have to use a new keyword, and then you have to write name of a class. For example, box. This is a constructor. New is a word which allocates memory to this object. So now you have created an object inside memory. An object. Now this object is pointed by a reference variable called obj. Let's say you don't write this. Suppose like it is given here. Okay, box obj only. When you write only box obj, no object is created, no memory is allocated. So currently your obj points to null. It is not pointing anywhere. Okay, so by default, if you are not writing new box, it will point to a null. Here a is of course memory address. It's not possible, nothing is allocated, so wrong. Null is the right answer here. Arbitrary pointer, not possible in Java. Garbage is also not possible in Java, so null would be a right answer. Which of the following is a valid declaration of an object class box? We have written already this in the previous slides. Box obj. Okay, this is correct. Obj is a reference variable here. New is a keyword and box is a constructor. So this is the right answer. B, let's check this. Box obj seems correct. New is correct. Now here you don't have parentheses, so this is wrong. Obj, but here class name is missing, so this is also wrong. This is also wrong. Okay, so A is the right answer. 14th, which of these operators is used to allocate memory for an object? Let's understand them first. Malloc and calloc, these are not used in Java. These are used in dynamic memory allocation in C language, not in Java, so these are wrong. New, yes, this is a keyword operator which is used in Java for creating an object, for allocating memory. Give, no, there is no such operator in Java, so this is also wrong. So C, new is the right answer. 15. Which of these statements is incorrect? Let's read all the statements one by one. A, every class must contain a main method. Now this is again a wrong statement. In a Java project, let's say you can have 10 classes, okay? Now out of 10 classes in your project, any one class, only one class can have a main method. Okay, very important. At least one class must have a main method. Not more than one classes in your project should contain main. So this is wrong. Okay, every class must contain a main method. No, there can be classes without main, of course. So this is wrong. Applets do not require a main method at all. Yes, this is again, this line is true. Okay, this line is true. Applet do not require a main method. Applets in Java, they are the special programs which run inside a browser. Okay, applets run inside browser and they have a method called run. Okay, they can also have methods called paint also. But remember, they don't have a main method. So this is a right statement, okay? But look at the question. We want to find out an incorrect statement. Again, that we already have found out. A, this is an incorrect statement, okay? The incorrect statement, but we want to select it. So this answer is right actually, A. B, it's right statement. So that is not an option we want to select. C, there can be only one main method in a program. Of course, this is true. Many classes, but one class must have a main method, only one main method must be made public. Yeah, this is also true. So A is a incorrect statement and we'll select it. 16. What will be the output of the following Java program? So as we can see here we have two classes. I'll show actual output also in the programs, in the questions after 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. I'll show you actual output of this program, snapshots I have taken. Okay, so here we have two classes. One class is a box. It has a width, height and length. These are the properties. It doesn't have any methods, so it's okay. We have a main class here and it contains a main method, as I told you already. Box obj, this is the correct line, we already have seen that. And here you are printing an object. Now, very important, you are trying to use the obj reference variable here and you want to print it. So by default, if you are printing an object or reference variable directly, then it automatically by default calls a toString method. Okay, this is a by default toString method which will be called, and it's going to print a class name as well as the hash code by default. Okay, so if you run this, then it's going to print a class name and hash code in the hexadecimal form. So here D would be the right answer. So if you run this, this is the sort of output which you will get. Your hash code will be different, of course, if you run yourself, but this will be the right answer. Next question. What is the output of following? This is a very clever example which is asked many times here. Here we have a class test1. Okay, good. We have a public static void main. This is also good. We have a for loop. Start with 0 and there is a condition and there should be I++ and it's going to print hello. Good. And it's going to break. For the very first time, if it enters, it prints hello and it breaks. That should be an expected behavior. But now if you remember, here we need a condition. Okay, for example, in actual we write for example, x less than 6, y greater than equal to 8. Such kind of conditions are written here in for loop. Now these conditions are, eventually they will be either true or they can be false. But remember, in Java, true and false, these are booleans. Okay, these booleans are not represented as integers. For example, if this is C language, then in C 0 is taken as a false. They are same. And anything other than 0, for example 1, 2, 3, anything, that is taken as a true. So if you write a same loop in C language, then this one is taken as a true. It will enter inside, print hello, and it will break. So it will exit the loop and one time it will print hello. But in Java, this one is not true. Okay, if you want to really execute this program correctly, then you have to write true here. Okay, if you run this, then of course in compilation itself you will get an error because this is an integer. Here 1 is an integer and you want to put here a boolean. Java is expecting a boolean, so that's a sort of error you should get. So here, as you can see, there's an unresolved compilation problem. Type mismatch cannot convert from into boolean. So remember, in Java, this 1 and 0 are different. They are not true and false. True and false are boolean, and 0, 1, 2, 3, they are integers. There is no equivalent among them. Question 18. Let's find the output of following question. A class name is my demo. You have a main method and you are calling a function here in println. Seems correct. Okay, but now you need a function fun. So here they have made a function int return type fun return 20 seems correct. Now the only problem is this method is not static, and this main method is always static. Remember, static methods are created before any of the object is created. Okay, so here the very first thing you should remember is a static method can only call the method which are static. So here from static method you are calling a fun method, and fun method is not static. Had it been static int fun, it would be okay, it would run successfully. But here, since fun is not a static method, this is going to give error. Okay, the reason is this fun, you can call it a non-static reference. So this is a non-static reference, so the program will going to give error. So here you can see there is unresolved compilation problem and cannot make a static reference to a non-static method. Okay, 19. What is the output of following? Again, the same program I have run, but now I have a static keyword here. As I told you, this would run, of course, because this is also static. This reference should be a static reference, and it is a static method. So the answer would be 20. This method is going to return 20. So here you will get 20, and println will print 20. Last question. What is the output of following? Class test. So test is a class. It has protected integers x and y. It contains 2 integers. No extra methods in class. Seems okay. Another class, public class demo. And here there is a static main method. Okay, correct. Test t, new test. As we already seen that, this is a correct line. It will create an object of test class, and t is the reference variable. So in memory, an object is created, it has an x and y variables created. This line will create an object, and it will automatically assign 0 values. Okay, your JVM will automatically assign initial values to 0 if you create a class using a new keyword. Okay, it auto initializes them to 0. Now in future, see what you're doing: system.out.t.x and t.y. Okay, what is t.x? As you can see, t is the reference variable and it will print x value. So it will print 0, plus you have a string, and plus you have y value, which is also a 0. So it's going to convert this number as a string because it's a concatenation, right? So in the end you will get 0 and 0. It will concatenate, it will connect all them together, and it will print this string 0 and 0. So the answer would be 0 and 0. So as you can check here, 0 and 0 would be the answer. So friends, that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Please like it if you learned something and share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe this channel so that you can learn from similar videos in future also. Thank you.